All right, well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Living with a Toy Collector. I am Anna Chaos, and today I'm going to show you guys another part of my Fooly Cooly collection. The first one, I feature the small figures featuring the main female protagonist, and then Kanti the robot. Her name was Haruhara Harahuru, if I remember correct. That was her actual, or what is it, Haruko, I believe it was her name. It's been a while, sorry, my brain's kind of tired right now. But today I'm going to show you another part, which is the RIO bone Teal Canti and the Red Canti. So I'm going to show these today. So let's take a closer look. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about Fooly Cooly. Fooly Cooly for me was one of the first times I really realized how weird anime can get. I remember watching this on Adult Swim. It was only 6 episodes long, and it was so different. It was pervy. It was just really out there. It had different elements that I'd never seen before. It didn't have your standard mecha robots that were also like, bipedal. It was just really, really different. And so I really enjoyed it. It's something that kind of stuck with me after all these years. I have the DVDs. There used to be 2 episodes per DVD because there are only 6 in total. They also have the manga. There's only 2 books. And yeah, it's just a fun little short series. I believe they might be on Crunchyroll. So if you get a chance, you can watch this whole series in like one afternoon, no problem. If you just want to binge watch something that's short and sweet, I would highly recommend watching Fooly Cooly. It is considered a classic. Now, Fooly Cooly was made by a company called Gainax, and this was published out in 2000 and 2001. And unfortunately, rest in peace, as of December 2025, Gainax unfortunately had to close because there was an issue with mismanagement. You can see right here in the wiki page, I had to double check myself because my Gainax was a behemoth in the anime production, and they always made quality work. That's up there with like Studio Trigger. And unfortunately, after long issues of like financial and mismanagement, they finally had to close down December 2025. I was really sad to hear that because they were just like, they were like just a really big company, mostly known for Neon Genesis Evangelion. Fooly Cooly came at the heels of that to give the artists a break because Evangelion apparently was very taxing to the production crew. You can go and look at like the production. There's a couple documentaries on the making of Evangelion. You can see what I'm talking about. So it was really, it's just really heartbreaking to see them go bye-bye. But they also worked on another series that I like, which was Appleseed. So they created the first Appleseed, and then there is a modern Appleseed that was made later on, but I believe they were not the ones that were involved with that. Now, as I'm looking around, the Fooly Cooly figure, so first of all, I kept seeing RIO Bone, and I was like, is this an artist? And I was like, who is RIO Bone? It just means robot or Ryobot. It's just pretty much, that's all it is. It's just nothing too extraordinary. So if you see that right there, keep that in mind. But the name of the robot is just Kanti. At least that's how they translate in the English version. And as you can see, you can still get this figure. Obviously it's not cheap at $298, but it's something that it won't break the bank like some of the other figures that I have. They're like $1,000. So this is pretty cool. Now here's some of the other series that I have, and I will talk about these a little bit later. I do have these like saved in storage. But we are going to take a closer look at some of these figures. And like I said, here is the red version. And then here is the teal version. And you can always tell when they're sealed because there's this little sticker right there. You see it right there. There's a little sticker right there that lets you know, hey, this has not been opened. And apparently, I guess at one point, maybe there was an alternate version of the packaging. Because I was looking around, and this is the first time. It looks like the same figure, just different way to packaging it for a different market. So if you see either one of these, that should be pretty much the same. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at these figures. Alright, so let's take a look at these figures. I'm going to eventually pull them out, but right now I just want to look at the packaging. As you can see, there is the Red Canti right there. The packaging, they have it covered in the front and the back, which is really nice. It's got a replaceable head. It's got a couple other things, including his cape and a few other accessories like the hands, which is really neat. The packaging is pretty dope. I like this hand-drawn look where they just grab liner and they put over some texture. So that to me was like some of like my version, my generation version of pop art. And this kind of carries along throughout the box entirely. So you can see it in the back. And then right here, it shows you a really good depiction of what you're getting and the different variations that you could do for this figure. And unfortunately, I cannot read Japanese. But you can see right here where it says Fooly Cooly 2000 right there. And you can see here's the sticker where I was talking about, where if you got it, and what's really cool about this is that I was able to open it without damaging the box. So I do like, this is what I like about like Japanese packaging, where they keep it in mind that sometimes people just want to just take things out, look at it, enjoy them, and then be able to put them back. And you should be able to see it. Let me see if I have it right here at the bottom. See, the bottom is still sealed, but the top is not. So let me go ahead and put this to the side safely. Put that over there. And let's go ahead and take a look at the Kanti right here. This is the teal one. And let's go ahead and take a look right here. So we have the figure, just like the other one. You can see there is the teal Kanti. And you have this right here. There's the top. There's the side view. Again, different line art on here. So this is coming from the show. This looks like some of the pencil line from the show. And then once again, you can see here she is with the little halo, the little cardboard box that you get to see in the show. And you get to see him with like the face mask and stuff. They added a lot of great accessories to these. And you can see as well, there's the little P right here indicating whether you open it or not. And then you have additional artwork on the other side. So they did a really good job with this packaging. So let's go ahead and carefully take them out of the box and take a closer look. All right, so let's take a closer look. Now it does, like I said, it comes with a layer of protection. There is a stand, so that way if you want to post the character, and it's literally glued down here at the base. But this is pretty much the figure in all its glory. Like I said, I hardly ever opened this, so I just kind of kept it in the original packaging as much as possible. I did want it to enjoy him, so you can see right there. There he is. There's his figure. And then right here you have this the little halo that goes on the top of his hat. This the little box that goes in the back of his head, and it's super cute. It's got a little writing and stuff on it. So be really careful because this is 20 years old now. There's the little kitty cat that you see in the show. And I'm going to go to the white background so that you can see the little kitty cat. Meow. He does have these like wings where you see at one point in the show, so you could put the wings on the character. And this got a little node right there, so that way you can put it on the back. There is the bandana for the bottom of his face. Here are the sunglasses. Like I said, this is one of those things that you want to be super careful. And as you can see, they're like a snap. They're nothing too crazy. There is him holding a shotgun with a pistol grip. Or some little weapon. He's got several hands here, including the baseball glove. He has like different poses for each one of the hands. So he points, open, close. There's a few more right here. The hands are straight. And then you have the cape. I should be able to pull this out carefully. And there's the cape right there. And I like how they made a very conscious decision to make sure that everything stays in shape, even in packaging. Because sometimes these things get put away in places where they're really warm and it can really warp the mold or the molding. And then right here, there's the jacket. And what's really cool is you can see the orange pop off, so I don't want to mess with that too much. Okay, and let me pull him out real quick. Ooh. I'm always really fidgety with him because it's such a delicate piece. It really isn't. But there he is in all his glory. There's all the markings there. There he is in the back. And there's the figure. So, and you can see where you can put the node. I am not going to try to pose him because he is he's mostly a rigid body. So, but I mean, for me, he's mostly a rigid body, but yeah, it is really cool the amount of detail they put in this figure. Like I said, I'm really delicate with him. I don't want to mess with him too much. And, but yeah, that's pretty dope. Now, I will say, I'm trying to stand him up, and one of the things that I'm noticing is that because the way the character's originally designed, it is really hard to just kind of stand him up, mostly because his feet, they bend on the foot right there, and it's really hard for it's really hard for him to stand up. So the second the wheel starts moving, he will fall forward or fall backwards. So just something to keep in mind. If you get him out of the box, make sure you get the stand to pose. All right, so here's what I'm talking about. So as I'm repackaging him back up, this is what I mean, that there is the stand. So if you have the packaging, don't throw it away. Make sure you look in the back. There is the base, and then there's a little stand right there, so that way you can put Kanti in any pose that you want. And it's very important you don't throw this away. Okay, so here is the red Kanti, and this one, so I bought this secondhand from someone else a long time ago, and this one still had the instructions that came with the packaging, which is great. And then I simply removed the plastic from the head and the Kanti so that way we can take a look at it. So right here, there's the alternate head for Kanti. Try to be really careful because look how beautiful that is. That is a beautiful piece. And there's the little head right there. I'm always scared with these like modular pieces because if it snaps, then you're screwed. It's really hard to repair, especially when you're changing heads. And you can see right there, there's the little logo from when he changes from the regular Kanti, from when he get that code on his head, which is really cool. You can see there's the little guitar. So it's just one solid piece, one solid color, and it's got the little shapes to it. He's got little hands right here for both sides. Open, fist, thumbs up. And then he's got his cape. And there are two parts to this cape. You got the main part of the cape, and then you have the secondary part of the cape, which is here, which is the neckline area. And I'm not going to remove this one out of the packaging, but you kind of get the gist of it. And again, they do a really good job making sure that if you have these things like the capes, that it all stays intact. So let me go ahead and pull him out of the box and take a closer look at him. I said, this is one of those things that certain things I can do with one hand, other things I have to do with two hands. So let me go ahead and switch. Okay, so here's the figure, and this one is a little easier to pose than the other one. You can see he's kind of standing on his own, which is great. The other one I was having a hard time, and I did not want to fiddle with him too much. But you can see right here, look at all those details on the side of the head. They even got all the little markings on the figure, which is beautiful. And then on like the other one, this one, he actually grows like a casing to his head. So you can see right there, they're adding the casing there. Versus the other head where it's got like the open ended part to it. But all in all, absolutely beautiful figure. Alright guys, so thank you for joining me on this other Fooly Cooly video, getting to enjoy my blue and red Kanti. Like I said, I love Fooly Cooly. They did such a good job on it, and it's such a unique series. So if you get a chance, check out. I believe they are on Crunchyroll. I will have to go back and double check, but I really like this series. It's really unique. Now granted, by today's standards, it's nowhere near as weird, and keep in mind this is pre-Bobo and some of the other really like space dandy, so it's pre that or around the same time. So this one it starts getting like really weird. Anyway guys, I appreciate you all, and if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers, bye.